called Standing Ovation Presentations. And what it's about is that I'm a presentation skills coach, and there is not a one-size-fits-all presentations style in communicating in presentation. So what I've done is I created a primer for presentation skills, but I've added a little twist that I identified 9 different communication styles. And what I do is I call them actor types, because I'm a recovering actor, 30 years experience.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
really? Good for you. Keep with it. Somebody has to.
Yeah.
And I wrote for film and I wrote for soap operas.
Oh,
so what I've done is I've created a style based on 9 different types that you'll see in the movies and in TV and soaps. You know, like there's the villain and there's the curmudgeon and there's the ingenue and there's a sex symbol. And they all have a different way of presenting themselves. And what I've done is like identify the strengths of each character type. And what you want to do is elevate those strengths, minimize the weaknesses, and be an authentic presenter.
Right.
That's what I do.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah.
So you're an author and then you're also a coach.
Exactly. And so the book is filled with a lot of anecdotes that I've experienced as for the 15 or 17 years that I've been training individuals. I train a lot of one-on-one clients in their elevator pitches, their interview skills, media skills, leadership training, just standing in front of the room presentations, all of those things that really identify, and one of the issues that people have is like, oh, I want to be a business person, and then they put on this whole business person persona. But, you know, the business person who's a curmudgeon is going to look different than the business person who's a whiz kid, you know, and so you want to really figure out what type you are so that you can be the best you can be and the best communicator, because it's all about, my mission is to get rid of boring presentations and my motto is talk is cheap, communication is priceless. So I really want people to learn how to communicate in their authentic style.
Oh, that sounds really great.
Yeah.
That sounds very interesting.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
So one final question. Do you sometimes, is it challenging to identify a client's type sometimes?
Well, interestingly enough, most people are not just one type. And I talk about that. It's like you have your default type and then you have your secondary type. Now what happens with most people is like if their default type is not working for them because it's based on something that is in the past. You know, it's like one of the things with me, my nickname and what brought me into this business and what makes me as committed to it as I am is that my nickname growing up was Shy. You know, people called me Shy, literally called me Shy and signed Christmas cards as Shy up until I was about 10 or 12. You know, and I got out of it through acting, right? So that's still a part of me, but if I relied on that default part, I wouldn't be where I was, you know? So what you have to do is what happens with a lot of people is that they'll disguise their natural self because they want to be right or they want to be good. You know, one of my types is a villain. You know, and the villain is a very charismatic, very engaging, very effective communication style. But people who have that innate villain don't want to be a villain. They want to be the hero. You know, and, you know, so you walk around being the hero, but you've got all the other trappings, because I work with body language, I work with vocal tone, I work with the way that you walk, all of that stuff. And if your trappings are villain, but you're trying to be the hero, people are going to look at you and it's like, I'm not feeling it.
Right, that's probably when people are like, they're phony.
Exactly, yeah, and we're really smart. Our logical brain may not pick it up, but our subconscious picks it up.
Yeah,
it's like, you're not being real. Exactly, yeah. And that's why my favorite quote is, what you do speaks so loud, I cannot hear what you say. And that's Ralph Waldo Emerson. And the point of that is what I base all of my training on. It's like if you're doing something that is not consistent, not authentic, or distracting your listener, they literally can't hear you. You know, they're hearing what they see. They're not hearing what you're talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. That is so interesting. Thanks so much for telling us about it. And I'll have to check out your services.
Yeah, please do. You have to figure out what actor type you are.
Yeah.
I have an online quiz if you want to take it.
Oh, I definitely will. I like it a lot.